philosophy, and reason. And yet, as we meet here tonight, there is a growing danger that threatens every blessing our ancestors fought so hard for, struggled, they bled to secure. Our nation is witnessing a merciless campaign to wipe out our history, defame our heroes, erase our values, and indoctrinate our children. Angry mobs are trying to tear down statues of our founders, deface our most sacred memorials, and unleash a wave of violent crime in our cities. Many of these people have no idea why they're doing this, but some know exactly what they are doing. They think the American people are weak and soft and submissive. But no, the American people are strong and proud, and they will not allow our country and all of its values, history, and culture to be taken from them. We want free and open debate, not speech codes and cancel culture. We embrace tolerance, not prejudice. We support the courageous men and women of law enforcement. We will never abolish our police or our great Second Amendment, which gives us the right to keep and bear arms. We believe that our children should be taught to love their country, honor their history, and respect our great American flag. We stand tall, we stand proud, and we only kneel to Almighty God.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet or the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I am seeing that similar energy in the states that we're in across the country. So I feel very good about where we are heading into November.
Today, people gathered to celebrate the opening of a Trump Victory Field office in Rochester.
Harrisonburg and Rockingham GOP opened its doors for their fall campaign today.
This morning, the Trump field office opened in Manchester with volunteers welcoming back in-person campaigning.
I really have to give a shout out to our chairwoman, to the president, to the delegates, and all the state parties who have continually tried to figure out a way to make this happen.
When the COVID pandemic hit kind of its height in Minnesota, everyone was sheltered in place. We were reaching people via phone, via digital, via email. And now that things are opening up again, we're out back hitting people's doors, putting together events, bringing people together.
Team Trump has its eyes on November, out today laying the groundwork to register new Republican voters.
In Phoenix, Arizona, and this group of Latinos for Trump are out knocking on doors.
Realmente él ha sido muy buen presidente.
He has been a great president, says Colombian immigrant Monica Yelling, who is committed to dedicating her time and energy to re-electing President Trump.
We have 1,500 staff on the ground. We've trained close to 1.5 million volunteers. So you're seeing stories about us outpacing Democrats on voter registration. You're seeing Democrats raising warning flags that Joe Biden has no ground game. The investment we made early in these states is paying off because we're already seeing that pay dividends with voter registration, turning out our vote, and organizing towards November for this all too critical election.
Currently have the largest ground game we've ever seen in New Mexico on the Republican side being executed as we speak.
I've knocked on over 500 doors now and talked to dozens of people.
The support is very strong on the ground. We know President Trump has unified the Republican Party like we've never seen.
Supporters of President Trump cheering as this bus carrying several recognizable Trump surrogates pulls in.
Iowa Republicans held their own event over the weekend in Waukee. They say President Trump is the person they need in the White House for 4 more years.
You could hear cheers and screams and people honking horns, just excited to have 45 in town.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we're very thankful that he's here in the Permian Basin.
From now until November, the president, the RNC, and the campaign will continue to contrast the clear record of achievement that he has and the lack of achievement that Joe Biden has.
You know, the president always says the best is yet to come, and we're going to lay that out as to what 4 more years will be of President Trump. And the best is yet to come for every American in their lives. And that is what the president's focused on, that everyday average American, and how can he make their lives better.
The reason why I support the president is because of his stance on immigration. My mother makes sure that I can legally, I'm from El Salvador, and I follow the steps one by one. It's not right for us legal immigrants from all over the world that these illegal immigrants cross the border and demand rights that they don't deserve.
I totally support Donald Trump for many reasons. I believe Donald Trump really loves America. He gave up his billionaire life to serve this country. Donald Trump is a trustworthy president. He promises and he accomplishes. I support him for the economy. Before the COVID-19 hit America, we had the greatest economic growth and the lowest unemployment rate. I support Donald Trump for the safety. He's fighting hard with all terrorists throughout the world, and at the same time, he's securing our borders. I support Trump for his coherent vision toward peace in Kosovo. I support Trump for his conservative values. He's protecting the unborn. He's fighting against human trafficking. He's protecting Christians from prosecutions. He's paying tribute to Mother Teresa. He's supporting our church. He supports the family. And that's why I support Donald Trump.
The Democrats do have a legitimate shot at flipping the upper chamber in 2020. I think the majority is very much up for grabs. I guess I'd probably rather be the Democrats right now than the Republicans.
Control of the Senate is absolutely in play. Candidates are pulling the Democratic Party to the left on healthcare, immigration, taxes, climate.
They've tacked left on a number of issues because, as you say, the party is moving that way.
There was a jerk
Trump left last night.
New taxes, new regulation, government health care.
I support Senator Sanders' Medicare for All bill.
I'm signing on to Medicare for All.
I'm with Bernie on Medicare for All.
Medicare for All would outlaw most private health insurance in this country.
If you like your private health insurance plan, you can keep your plan, period.
Should we outlaw private health insurance?
For people out there who like their insurance, well, they don't get to keep it.
Let's eliminate all of that. Let's move on.
That's what Medicare for All is all about.
You will not see your taxes go up.
Will you raise taxes for the middle class?
Yes, they will pay more in taxes.
First thing I do is going to repeal this Trump tax cut.
Are you going to raise the middle class taxes?
Green New Deal aims to provide, quote, economic security for all who are unwilling to work. That sounds like outright socialism.
Yes, I want a 70% tax rate on the wealthy. Yes, I want to wrap my arms around socialism.
A new Gallup poll showing that Democrats have given up on capitalism.
When you call yourself a proud capitalist?
Oh, I don't know.
All the Democrat candidates have embraced radical ideas.
Whatever we do, we'll end up supporting the nominee. I'm not going to run away from that.
Speaker Nancy Pelosi announcing a formal impeachment inquiry.
We're going to go in there, we're going to impeach the
Democrats will stop at nothing.
The Democratic Party has been pushed to the point of really wanting to upset the whole system.
Get rid of the Electoral College.
I think we need to fix the Supreme Court. I think they stole the Supreme Court seat.
This is a war on the Constitution. This is a war on the rule of law.
We will transform this country.
Wants America to look more like Scandinavia.
That's right. And what's wrong with that?
This is not a radical idea. Are you guys ready for a radical idea?
What else stands in the way of the left's quest for power? How about the Senate?
Control of the Senate is absolutely in play.
Shelley Moore Capito, West Virginia.
Ben Sass, Nebraska.
Dan Sullivan, Alaska.
Mike Round, South Dakota.
Joni Ernst, Iowa.
Tom Cotton, Arkansas.
Bill Cassidy, Louisiana.
Corey Gardner, Colorado.
Steve Daines, Montana.
Tom Tillis, North Carolina.
David Perdue, Georgia.
Hold on, we're not done yet.
We will win because we must win. We must hold the line.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. It is racist. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Racist. You're gonna put you all back in chains. Racist.
Biden sought and received support from Mississippi Senator James Eastland, the Democratic chairman of the Judiciary Committee. He frequently spoke of blacks as, quote, an inferior race.
It is racist. And you ain't black.
North Carolinians are tough. We've weathered storms and recessions, and we've come back even stronger. I grew up in a trailer park, living paycheck to paycheck, and I'll never forget my roots. I know my job is fighting for your job, and that I work for you. COVID-19 brought our state's booming economy to a halt. Thanks to China's lies and cover-ups, small businesses have been set back, families have missed paychecks, and grocery bags are a little less full. Now you have a choice. Failed policies of liberals like Cal Cunningham that prolonged the last recession are proven pro-jobs policies I'm fighting for in the Senate. Most politicians think they work for DC insiders who fund their campaigns and forget they work for you. My opponent's no different. He'll vote with Schumer and Pelosi to raise your taxes and kill jobs every time. Our state has weathered storms and recessions and come back even stronger. I'm fighting for you in the Senate, and with your support, we can get North Carolina back on track.
Hey everybody, this is Steve Daines here in Montana. And I'll tell you, in 2016, Montanans gave President Trump a resounding victory, a 20-point win. And I'm confident we'll give him another decisive victory come November. And you know, we finally have a president who doesn't just talk about doing things, he actually gets things done, and he's been a strong champion for the people of Montana. President Trump cut taxes for our small businesses. He cut taxes for our families. He's protected our Second Amendment rights. In fact, he signed into law one of the most historic conservation wins in the last 50 years. He's confirmed over 200 judges and 2 Supreme Court justices. And remember, these are lifetime appointments of judges who will uphold the Constitution and protect our way of life. And he's finally securing our borders. But there's no denying that our nation is under attack by the radical left. If Biden, Pelosi, and Schumer get their way and they win in November, we're going to see the largest tax increases in American history. We'll see open borders and sanctuary cities. We're going to see a complete government takeover of healthcare. And we're going to see the most radical, liberal gun control agenda ever passed into law. So this election could not be more important. It's the choice between socialism and freedom. And we need everyone to do their part and to vote this November. Montanans proudly stand with President Trump. It's been my honor to serve and stand with the people of Montana and to help President Trump pass his America First agenda. President Trump made America great again once, and he'll do it again if we all step up and give him that victory in November. I look forward to casting my vote for President Trump on November 3rd, and I look forward to 4 more years of his leadership. God bless Montana, may God bless President Trump, and may God bless this great United States of America.
Hi, Charlotte. This is Senator John Cornyn from Texas. Texas Republicans are facing our greatest election challenge in the last 5 decades. Joe Biden sees Texas's 38 electoral votes as the prize that will put him over the top. Nancy Pelosi called Texas ground zero for 2020 and is investing heavily to defeat Republican House members in Texas to solidify her speakership. And the National Democrats who came to Texas during Beto Mania, well, they never left. But I didn't come here to wave a white flag. I believe President Trump will win Texas, win the election, and continue to lead America back into an era of prosperity and growth. Why? Because he has me, and because he has you. And our Texas delegates don't want to just win, they want to win big. America has grown and thrived by electing leaders who believe that when it comes to government, less is more. In the last 3.5 years, I've been proud to be one of the leaders in confirming 200 highly qualified, highly respected constitutional conservative judges, including 2 Supreme Court justices. Mark my words, President Trump's impact on our federal judiciary will be his greatest and most long-lasting legacy. We've also passed the U.S.-Mexico-Canada Trade Agreement, USMCA, a huge economic boon for the state of Texas and for America. We've also reformed our broken tax code and enabled Texas families and small businesses to keep more of what they earn. We have to keep the Senate majority in order to defend and build on these successes.
I'm Coach Tommy Tuberville, Republican candidate for the U.S. Senate from the great state of Alabama. You know, when Donald Trump declared his candidacy in 2015, he didn't need the job. As a wildly successful businessman, celebrity, he could have lived his life happily and avoided the challenges that the presidency presents. But Donald Trump saw that our nation was broken, and as a builder, he knew he could fix it. During my 40-year career of coaching, I recognized that one thing separated the good coaches from the great, and that's work ethic. Legendary coaches like Bear Bryant, Shug Jordan, Eddie Robinson, and Tom Landry all had the ability to set a goal and commit themselves body, mind, and soul to achieving it. They'd work night and day with a single-minded mission and lead their players and staff and fans to follow them. And that's why they achieved incredible success. Our president possesses that same kind of work ethic, that same inspirational leadership ability, and that same intense focus. After I got to know him, President Trump once called and woke me at 2:43 a.m. in the morning to talk about how the pandemic was affecting Alabama's hospital capacity. After our discussion, I asked, "Mr. President, do you always work this late?" He replied, "Coach, sleep is highly overrated." Seeing Donald Trump restore American excellence inspired me to get off the sidelines and get into the political game. I'm running for the U.S. Senate as a proud Donald Trump Republican. President Trump is working as hard as he can every day to make America great again, and I look forward to helping him finish the job. God bless President Trump and his family, and God bless the United States of America.
We want every American who is eligible to cast a ballot this November to be able to do so safely and securely. While Democrats are suing in state after state to strip away voter protection safeguards, the Republican Party is fighting back to protect your vote. If you aren't able to vote in person, you may be eligible to vote by absentee ballot. This is one of the most effective ways to ensure that your vote is securely cast and counted. If you are planning on voting absentee, it's important to return your ballot early. Another option is to vote early in person before Election Day. Go to vote.gop to learn more or request your absentee ballot. Feel confident your vote is counted. Go to vote.gop today.
I'm Esther Joy King, standing up to defend America's promise by running for Congress. Even though I was homeless as a kid, I worked hard to fulfill my potential. Now I'm a small business owner, a lawyer, and a captain in the United States Army JAG Corps. And I'm grateful every day for America and her promise. Her promise is loud and it's in our hearts. We all have the God-given right to fulfill our potential to serve humankind. And that is why we need a fighter in the White House, with President Donald J. Trump defending our freedom. Here in my race in the Illinois 17th Congressional District, my opponent is the chairwoman of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, and she just rubber stamps Nancy Pelosi's liberal agenda. And we are going to defeat her, sending shockwaves across the United States as we win back the House of Representatives. I'm Esther Joy King, and I am proud to be standing with you.
I'm Big Dan Rodenheimer, former WWE pro wrestler running for Congress out here in Nevada's 3rd District. This is the district that President Trump won in 2016. I'm running against the most scandal-plagued freshman incumbent in all of Washington. When I come out to Washington, D.C., I'm going to fight for our children. I'm going to fight for our small business. I'm going to fight for our veterans. I'm going to join up with President Trump, and I'll be his tag team partner. And together, we will take a folding chair right to the establishment. God bless President Trump. God bless America.
Hi, this is Matt Mowers. I'm running for Congress in New Hampshire's 1st Congressional District against Chris Pappas, who is the first Democrat from a Trump district in the country to support impeaching our president. But Chris Pappas has turned his back on the will of New Hampshire before. He sided with Nancy Pelosi to allow China to get away with spreading COVID-19 and to allow them to take American jobs. Chris Pappas sided with AOC and the Squad to allow criminals to sue our police. Well, I'm sick and tired of Chris Pappas and AOC defining my generation. It's time for a new generation of conservative leadership to go down to Washington, D.C. and work with President Trump. I'm honored to have President Trump's endorsement in this campaign, to have served in his State Department, where we held China accountable. And we're going to work together to build the wall on the southern border, to stop the influx of drugs, to pass tax cuts for middle-class families, and to put America first. So join me in standing with President Trump on November 3rd as we ensure 4 more years to keep America great.
Hi, I'm Congressman Bill Johnson, and I represent Eastern and Southeastern Ohio. In 2016, I was proud to be the first Ohio congressman to endorse President Trump. When President Trump talks about energy dominance, he's talking about the natural gas and coal produced right here and the Americans that produce it. It's added jobs and poured money into local communities, and it's offered hope. People here have heard Joe Biden and Kamala Harris loud and clear. They know a Biden administration would ban fracking, crush coal, and kill thousands of jobs Ohioans depend on. In fact, Kamala Harris co-sponsored the radical Green New Deal. President Trump stands with those in rural America mocked by coastal elites, and he respects the work they do to make America the global energy leader. Ohio is filled with hardworking men and women that help fuel America's mighty economic engine. My friends, Ohio is Trump country.
Hi, everyone. My name is Leon Benjamin. I'm running for Congress in Virginia's 4th Congressional District. I'm running for office because I was tired of seeing my communities left behind by career politicians and knew it was time to step up to fight for new leadership for a stronger Virginia. The Opportunity Zones program born from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act passed with President Trump's leadership, provides us an immense opportunity to foster economic growth in areas that have been overlooked for far too long. I look forward to working with the Trump administration in 2021 to keep America great and to continue our historic economic growth.
Are you tired of driving all the way to a polling location to vote? Sick of always having to remember your ID to get a ballot? Worry no more, because the fix is in. Introducing Ballot Harvest. Get fresh ballots delivered right to your door. Make your voice heard as many times as you want. We've rigged up our system to churn out ballots for every living thing in the country. Millions a day. At Ballot Harvest, we'll automatically mail genuine voting ballots to every person in your house. And as part of our special limited time promotion, we'll also mail you ballots for people who used to live in your house. We're mailing so many ballots, we don't even know who they're going to. With Ballot Harvest, the votes just keep on coming, and your votes don't expire until up to 30 days after the election. When you're ready to return your ballots, we'll send someone right to your door to collect them, even the unused ballots. And don't worry about signing, we've got that covered too. Convenient and affordable, Ballot Harvest is a steal. Ballot Harvest, the fix is in.
I work for a small business and I'm a churchgoer, and I greatly appreciate President Trump and his efforts to reopen our economy and get people back to work, and the efforts of his Department of Justice and his Attorney General to stand up for religious freedom in this country, to make sure that Christians are free to worship together as we're called to do. And maybe even more importantly, Trump has stood up against the violence that's been condoned in our streets, and I believe he really stands for law and order and safety in our neighborhoods.
I support Trump because he's done everything in his campaign promise that he said, and he's going to do more for us. He's the best president we've had in this country since I've been doing voting. So I stand behind him 100%.
I'm a U.S. steelworker, and this is why I support Donald J. Trump for president. First, he promised and then built the wall, keeping out illegal immigrants that bring down wages. Second, he renegotiated NAFTA and replaced it with USMC, which is a much better deal for America. Third, he imposed tariffs on steel and aluminum, which is very important to our industry and to our national defense. For these reasons and more are why I support Donald J. Trump for president.
In Boston, we are proud of our history. We know how to fight and we know how to win. With so much division in our politics today, we need someone who is from here, who understands our values, who will be a voice for all and do the necessary work for the people by working and supporting our great president, not fanning the flames of violence and enabling bigotry. I will never be an activist for the far left or be owned by lobbyists and revolutionaries who want to tear down our statues and erase our amazing history. I will only be an advocate for Boston and the people of Massachusetts. The president stands for Americans, and I stand with President Trump. My name is Rayla Campbell, and I'm a Republican running for Congress in District 7 of Massachusetts, and I ask for your support and your vote.
I'm Randy Feenstra. I am a husband, a father, a Christian, and a common sense conservative. I am running for Congress in the Iowa 4th Congressional District because we need proven, effective, common sense conservative leaders representing us in Washington, D.C. In the Iowa Senate, I successfully fought to protect life, lower taxes, create jobs, and defend Iowa's farm families. In Congress, I will work with President Trump to deliver these same results in the 4th District, for Iowa, and for America. We must stand together. We must choose capitalism over the socialist agenda of Pelosi and the squad. We must be thankful for our men and women in law enforcement, giving them the tools they need to keep our communities safe, not defunding them. We need to stand and protect our rural main streets and our farm families. There's a lot of work to do, but together we will deliver for America. I'm Randy Feenstra, and I'm proud to be the Republican nominee for Congress. Join me in supporting my fellow Republicans up and down the ballot in November, so we can keep America great and deliver on our common sense conservative agenda.
I'm Paul Young, Republican nominee, taking on liberal Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin. we're working hard to share our conservative America First message. While Alyssa Slotkin votes 96% of the time with Nancy Pelosi, I'll work for you. I'll stand with President Trump, keeping families safe and rebuilding our economy. And we can revitalize Michigan's economy. We'll do it by cutting taxes, eliminating job-killing regulations, and standing up to China and getting fair trade deals. We know that when we put America first, Michigan families, Michigan businesses, and Michigan job creators win. Please join our campaign. Together we can win. Together we can defend our values. Together we can build a better future. Let's take the House back from Nancy Pelosi. Let's re-elect President Trump.
Hello, delegates and my fellow Republicans and friends. I am Congressman Pete Stauber, and I have the great privilege of representing Minnesota's 8th Congressional District. It's an honor to join you today as we prepare to win in 2020. I'm coming to you from Eveleth, Minnesota, in the heart of mining country on Minnesota's historic Iron Range. This is our way of life, and it's worth fighting for. That's what I'm doing in Congress every single day. It is these types of blue-collar jobs that make America great, and I'm both grateful and proud to say President Donald Trump stands strongly with our job creators and workers throughout our great land. So let's do all we can to reject Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi's socialist policies. Let's do all we can to ensure 4 more years for President Trump so we can preserve the freedoms and prosperity our great country was founded on. May God bless each and every one of you, and may He continue to bless these United States of America.
People might ask you, why should I vote for President Trump again? We don't have enough time to go through all the reasons why, but if we did, we would just start out with the best economy in your lifetime. More people working than ever before in U.S. history. That's black, that's white, that's Hispanic, that's women, that's teenager. Every single category doing better. Wages at the lowest level being up for the first time in your lifetime. Every single subject that you can come up with, whether it's prescription drug prices, whether it's the environment, whether it's infrastructure, you name it, this president has improved your life. And that's what's going to happen if we vote for him again, because this isn't only about President Trump versus his opponent. This is about the way of life that you have learned